Takshakasya visham dante makshikayastu mastake वृश्चिकस्य विषं पुच्छे सर्वांगे durjane visham.
Today we sit with one of the sharpest verses in all of Chanakya's teaching, a verse that uses three small creatures to deliver one enormous truth about human character. Listen to it first in Sanskrit. Takshakasya visham dante makshikayastu mastake vrishchikasya visham puच्छे sarvange durjane visham. The meaning is simple and startling. The poison of the serpent Takshaka lives in its fang. The poison of the fly lives in its head. The poison of the scorpion lives in its tail. But in the wicked person, poison lives in every limb of the body. Let us walk through the words slowly because each one is chosen with a master's precision. Takshaka is not just any snake. He is the legendary serpent-king of the Mahabharata, the very serpent who killed King Parikshit despite all his guards and physicians. The name comes from the root taksh, meaning to cut, and this serpent is the cutter of life itself. Chanakya deliberately picks the deadliest snake in Indian memory. Visham means poison, and here is a beautiful secret hidden in the language. The word comes from a root meaning to pervade, to spread. Poison, by its very name in Sanskrit, is that which spreads. Dante means in the tooth, in the fang. Makshika is the fly, and mastake means in the head. And notice how accurate this ancient observation is, because flies really do carry disease on their heads and mouth parts, something microbiology confirmed 2000 years later. Vrishchika is the scorpion, from a root meaning to tear, and puच्छे means in the tail. Then comes the final line. Durjana means the wicked person, literally dus meaning corrupted, joined with jana meaning person. Not a person who did a bad thing, but a badly formed person, corrupted in constitution. And sarvange, sarva meaning all, anga meaning limb, in every single limb poison. This verse comes from the Chanakya Niti, the collection of practical wisdom attributed to Chanakya, also known as Kautilya, the brilliant strategist who raised Chandragupta Maurya to the throne around the 4th century before the Common Era. There is no mythological dialogue here, no battlefield conversation. This is a teacher speaking plainly to a student about the most practical question in life. How do we assess the people around us? And how dangerous is a truly malicious person? Chanakya ran an empire's intelligence network. This verse is threat assessment dressed as nature poetry. And here is his answer. Every dangerous creature in nature has its poison in one known location. That means every one of them can be handled. Snake charmers control cobras by controlling the fangs. You can swat a fly. You can step around a scorpion. Nature's deadliest weapons all have a single point of danger. But the wicked person has no such point. His speech wounds, his glance envies, his praise manipulates, his help creates debts, even his silence schemes. There is nothing to defang because the poison is not something he carries, it is something he is. This is the deep philosophical cut of the verse. The difference between having poison and being poison. The snake possesses venom as a tool, used only for hunting or defense, only when triggered. Remove the fang and the snake is harmless. But in the Durjana, malice is not a tool. It is his nature, his swabhav. And notice the ladder Chanakya builds. The fly is a nuisance. The scorpion causes pain. Takshaka causes death. He walks us up the entire escalation of natural danger and then places the wicked human being above the very top. The most dangerous creature in the world does not live in the forest. There is also a mirror hidden in this verse, and this is where it becomes personal. Remember that the word for poison means that which pervades. Poison does not stay put. A single grudge, a single resentment, a single stream of contempt, it begins as a scorpion's tail, localized, one sore subject. But left untreated, it spreads limb by limb into our speech, our humor, our assumptions, our silences, until one day it has claimed the whole body. The Durjana is not a separate species of human being. He is the final stage of a disease that any of us can contract. Modern psychology has arrived at remarkably similar conclusions. Researchers distinguish between a state and a trait, between a good person having a bad moment and a person whose malice expresses everywhere in every context, what psychologists call the dark triad of personality. Studies on teams show that one toxic member degrades an entire group, exactly as the verse predicts, because toxicity, like visham, pervades. And relationship research finds that the strongest predictor of a marriage dying is not anger, which is localized, but contempt, which is a whole person orientation. Contempt is poison in every limb. The Bible says the same thing in its own way. A little leaven leavens the whole lump. So, how do we live this verse starting today? Let me offer you two practices. First, for protection. Think of one relationship that repeatedly wounds you. Stop judging the latest incident and instead scan the whole body across time. How does this person speak about others who are absent? How do they treat people who have no power over them? How do they react to your good news? If the poison shows in only one limb, engage with compassion. That is a scorpion, and scorpions can be lived with carefully. But if the poison shows in every limb, stop negotiating with fangs. Chanakya's remedy is not hatred, it is distance. You do not argue with venom, you simply step out of range. Second, for purification. Each night this week, take 2 minutes and examine your own 4 limbs, your thoughts, your words, your deeds, and your silences. Ask of each one, did poison pass through here today? A contemptuous thought, a barbed word, a petty act, a kindness deliberately withheld? Do not judge yourself harshly. Just locate it, the way a good physician locates an infection early. Because the entire practical genius of this shloka is one line. Poison localized is treatable. Poison pervasive is exile. And carry this one question with you as a quiet habit of discernment. Before you bring anyone close, a partner, a colleague, a confidant, ask silently, where does this person keep their poison? In one place or everywhere? And once a week, have the courage to ask the same question of yourself. Takshakasya visham dante, Makshikayastu mastake. Vrishchikasya visham puchhe. Sarvange durjane visham. May you recognize poison early in others and in yourself, and may every limb of your own life carry, instead of poison, nectar.
तक्षकस्य विषं दन्ते मक्षिकायास्तु मस्तके वृश्चिकस्य विषं पुच्छे सर्वाङ्गे दुर्जने विषम्